Hi, my name is Ronan Kennedy and I'm a career coach and business mentor. Today I'm joined with Terra Milo. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm a product marketing manager for a sustainability company.
Okay, fantastic. So what does that involve?
It involves creating content and coming up with the marketing strategy for the business and the product. And so specifically, I work on the website and all kinds of content for LinkedIn. Anything they ask me to do. And I'm since it's a small startup, I do a little bit of everything. So I do a little graphic design, I do a lot of writing, and a lot of just creative work.
Okay, great. So I noticed you say product marketing. So is product marketing different to service marketing or other types of marketing?
From what I'm doing, it seems like the same thing. Like the product can be the service. That's the thing we're selling is the product. So even if your product is coaching or consulting, it seems like it's the same thing.
Okay, one and the same. Okay.
I think so.
That's fine.
Someone else is going to be like, that's not the same.
Yeah. Somebody's got a really strong opinion about this,
Yes,
right? They've written a book on product marketing.
And it's not me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what got you into product marketing?
About 10 or 11 years ago, I was working in the marketing department of a university because it's always been fun for me to write and do communications and that kind of stuff. It comes naturally to me. And I was also working on the website and social media and all of that. And at the same time, I was studying to be a health coach. And I noticed that all the other health coaches didn't have the tech expertise. So I started teaching them. So I actually ran my own business consulting and teaching technology and marketing for other online service providers. And after about 10 years, I got really burned out. After about 7 years, I got really burned out on that. And so I started looking for a job. And this year I finally got a job at a company, and it's heaven. Like I've had both, and now I'm happy here, and who knows what I'll do next. But
congratulations on the new job.
Oh man, thank you.
So it seems like a bit of a relief.
Yes.
Okay.
On all fronts.
So why did you decide to make the change? Was it too much too overwhelming, let's say, trying to do everything yourself, or maybe not having camaraderie and colleagues? Or was it like stable income, or yes to all? It
was all of those things, yeah. And because I was teaching technology and marketing, it felt like I was the expert in the room, and that was just a lot of pressure for so long to be the only expert that everybody's coming like, Terra, my website's broken. How do I do this? This isn't working. I'm like, oh gosh, I can't do it all myself anymore. So yeah, it's a huge relief to have a team. I'm not the smartest person in the room anymore, and I love it. Like that just feels so good for me right now. Like it's fun to be the expert, but right now I like being the expert in my area and then learning from other people. So
okay, yeah, so it gives you a chance to tap into expertise of other people in the team.
Exactly. And also, like, since I was so burned out, I wasn't attracting new clients, so having a stable income is a big relief.
Why did you get into it at the start? Did you think it was going to give you freedom, or?
Yeah, I wanted to work at home. I was working at the university and I loved it. I loved my boss and I got to be creative and on a team and all of this, but I work well at home, and I wanted to work at home and have that kind of independence and choose my clients and do the work that I wanted.
I think it's a very natural progression. Like, as you go through different life stages, I think we all change our needs and our values, and our priorities shift as well. So what is perfect for you at one stage might change, and it's a case of recognizing that, I think, a lot, and being able to say, okay, something's not working here. What do I need to do differently? So it's great that you made those decisions, and you seem so much more relaxed about it, or so much more satisfied with it, right?
Yeah. If you saw me 6 months ago, I was just beaten down and like, oh God, I can't do anything. And yeah, I'm just lighter and happier, and it feels good.
That's fantastic. So could you give us an example of what a day in the life of a product marketing?
Sure.
Are you a specialist? Are you an expert? Are you a consultant? What's the official title?
Yeah, product marketing manager.
Manager,
is the title. Yeah. So since it's a small team and we're all remote, I really like to know what everybody's doing, and everybody else wanted to know what everybody's doing. So I initiated and requested a daily stand-up. So my day starts at 9 with a daily stand-up with the whole team. We just talk for 15 minutes about what we're working on, what we're excited about for this week, and if we need help from anybody. So I start with that, and then, I don't know, every day's different, which is fun. But I'm probably checking something on the website every day and make sure that it's, consistent with what we're currently doing. We're also kind of changing directions quite often because we're a startup, so I need to make sure. So
it's a dynamic, a dynamic strategy, right?
Yeah, yes, that's a different podcast. So I'm checking that and probably coming up with some content for LinkedIn, for whatever kind of communications we're doing. But we're also kind of redesigning the product, the software that we created and that we sell. So I've got my hands in that, where I'm giving feedback and advice to the developers about like the design colors and fonts and all, like how the product should look.
So you're quite involved in user experience.
That's right.
Or user interface design, giving some feedback. So you're kind of like an internal customer in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. And then also the content. So you're focusing on organic content, it seems, like creating.
That's right.
Usable, valuable. So it's like the value-added marketing approach, right? Organic. I think organic is fantastic, right? Because you really attract people who are interested in that content as opposed to just paid. Paid has its place too. Yep. But do you also have some paid content that you do or paid campaigns, or are you mostly organic in communications?
I do only the organic stuff. We haven't ventured into the paid stuff because the co-founders are advisors and they have a lot of expertise. So we're getting a lot of our customers from partnerships. So doing paid doesn't really make sense for what we're doing because we get most of our clients from relationships and things like that. So the paid outreach probably would be a lot more difficult for us specifically. Yeah,
very interesting, right? So that's obviously working well. The strategic partnerships or the networks or relationship building at its simplest is what's working really, really well.
Yep.
So that's interesting because it's quite an organic way of doing it. Can I ask you, so if you're thinking about the pros and cons of your work, like someone's watching this, they're thinking, product marketing manager or going into product marketing, working on user interface, working on maybe the product a little bit, working on communications, all that sort of stuff. What are the pros? What's really fun about what you do, and what are some of the cons? What's like, just do it?
Yeah.
Don't really love it?
Yeah. Oh, it's a good question. I really love the creative outlet that I have through marketing, like making the website. Everybody really loved the website, so I feel proud about that. I like that part. And it's something different every day. That's a good pro.
So a lot of creativity, a lot of variety.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. The tough things for me, I just had it. Like me specifically, because we have a little visitor here.
Yeah, this fly is going everywhere.
Okay, go. Okay. Sorry.
The tough parts about product marketing, what do you find difficult or unpleasant?
Yeah, for me, it's been a big transition to work alone and be the sole decision maker and now be part of a team. And that kind of team dynamic has been a challenge for me, but I'm working through it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's what I really love, having a team, but also it's like, I'm not used to this part.
So it's like slower decision making.
Yes.
You have to get buy-in.
Right.
From people.
Yeah. And when I first started, I was so nervous to post content because I felt like I was responsible for the health of the business. And it was like, before it was just my business. So Why
would you feel responsible for the health of the business by posting content? You're the CEO kind of in a way?
Like nobody was posting anything before. So now I'm posting stuff. So if people don't like it or if
you're the voice.
Exactly.
Right, you're the voice. So you have to understand the tone, the message.
Yeah. And the tone of marketing is really different from the tone of advisory and these, expertise. So I'm constantly kind of coaching them, like, you guys, it's not an academic paper. You got to tone it down a lot for marketing language and stuff. So that's kind of a fun part of it. Another challenge is I wonder if I make it look easy, but the creative stuff is really hard. So I have a lot of things on my plate, and I get through stuff really quickly, but then people just dump more and more and more stuff on my plate, and I'm like, it's not that easy to come up with content, and then also, can you do this, and also, can you do this? And it's like, I just need a minute to think through something.
So not something you have to deal with as much when you're working for yourself? Like, you're kind of talking about boundaries maybe in a way?
Right.
Or saying no?
Yes.
But maybe when you're working with clients, it's more defined, because it's...
Yeah.
I'll sell you this time.
Yep.
For this price. Whereas when you're in the business, it's like, well, we've got you for 35, 40 hours or 50 or whatever it is.
That's right.
So has that been a challenge? Saying no, creating boundaries?
Yes.
While being able to keep people on board?
Exactly. Being able to navigate those boundaries. And I don't like saying no, because I can do it, but I don't know. It's been tough to be like, okay, I want you to understand all the things that I'm working on when you ask me to do something extra that maybe somebody else should have done correctly. Like, then I have to fix it. And
have you found any approaches that have worked well for you?
Not yet, but I just started recently.
Okay,
so this is a process.
So it's all new as such.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. How do you find working with the product or having an input into the user experience? So user experience, actually, maybe you could explain user experience or the customer experience a little bit, and what it's like having an impact on that. That's
really fun. Like choosing all the little details, the color of the button and what it says on each thing. And so I'm really actually good at stepping back and putting myself in the customer's shoes. And I think that's what makes somebody good at UX, is being able to step back and say, okay, I'm the client, I'm the user. What do I want to see on this page? What do I expect to solve here? How do I expect this to behave? And making sure all of that stuff works. But then there is that like decision making, the developers are like, okay, Terra, do you want it to be this color blue or this or orange or whatever? Like, I get to choose all of that. And part of my burnout experience is decision fatigue. And I'm like, I can't make a decision, right. But it's my decision. Okay, I'm just going to make it easy. And yeah.
Right.
That's been
so lots more decisions then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool. Like, I do enjoy that responsibility, but yeah, sometimes I just have to breathe through it and be like, okay, I get to make decisions and it's fine and it's good.
And I can do it, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So lots of people will feel like if they see a job description and it says marketing and it says product, they'll be like a little bit put off. Or if they see user experience, they'll be like, well, I've never done that before. Or they might feel, I don't have a qualification in it.
Yeah.
Now, someone like me can say, well, if you've got opinions,
right.
If you're a customer, if you know what you like and what you don't like, if you're able to look at other products and compare them,
yep.
Then maybe you have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on that? Do you feel like, you really need to have a specific qualification in, let's say, user experience, which you do a bit of? Or is it a case of, from your marketing background, from your work with clients, from your experience, from your life as a customer as well, that you can add value? Yeah,
I think so, because I don't have a degree in marketing. My degree's in literature. It makes me a good reader and a good writer. But I think you can show, maybe you write a piece or you do kind of a breakdown of a product where you're like, okay, well, this is what I would do here. Or even marketing, you can change the language. For example, Zoom has a weird message when you update Zoom and it says your client has been updated. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to a human. Like the developer, the team knows that a client is a piece of software, but I don't, as a user, I don't know that. So when it says your client has been updated, I'm like, which client? Amy or,
It feels like, am I a robot? Have you updated me?
Right.
What's going on, right?
Yeah. So what I would do if I wanted to get a job in this space is find some examples like that and make a blog post or a post on LinkedIn where you show a product that maybe isn't working the way you think it could, or it doesn't have the marketing language or whatever, the example of what it is and how you would make it better, and kind of share that with the world to show that you have expertise in this area and you have something to say.
Great.
Even if you don't have a job, or like, you can kind of create your own portfolio.
It's like, creating a portfolio to demonstrate
that's right.
your experience. I think that's a fantastic tip.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to just purely sell yourself using words, well, just demonstrate it with a portfolio. There it is right there. You can see it for yourself.
Yep.
I've analyzed these 5 products.
Exactly.
Their user experience. Or even like if you're making an application to a company.
Yeah.
I've reviewed this is a video I've done reviewing your website or your app or whatever it might be. And it's like so in that case, the product of the application becomes the marketing for that person.
Right. Yeah. And you're giving them something valuable that they can take action on. And then they go, that was really helpful. They were so kind to just give us some really good feedback. I think it gives you a lot of bonus points.
Yeah. And how do you stand out amongst the competition, right?
Yep.
And this is like a very common strategy. Like Netflix gives you a month for free.
Sure.
So in that case, the product is part of the marketing.
Yeah.
So that's great. Could I ask you, like, you're a product marketing manager. Fantastic. No qualification in marketing, which a lot of people will be surprised. It will maybe blow their minds a little bit.
Yeah.
Not so much me. I've seen people do it because they understand their transferable skills and the commercial value that they can bring. How did you navigate that? Was that ever an issue for you? Like the qualification, some people would be put off by it.
Not having a degree.
Yeah, they would feel, I need a degree in marketing to do marketing.
No, I don't think so, because, with this specifically, because I can easily say I have a degree in literature, which means I read and write very well. So I can read what you're saying and what you're saying behind the words that you're saying, and then I can write something that speaks to you. So, like, I'm going to twist my, references into expertise that tells you that I can do it.
You're able to craft a story.
Yes.
You're able to work narratives.
Yes. And the other thing that I really love that I think helped me a lot to get this job is I love overcoming objections. So I would even make a video or a post that says, I don't have a degree in marketing, but here's why you should hire me anyway. And just say it.
Did you do that for this job?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I did. I said, here's why you should hire an entrepreneur. You probably think I'm, too independent or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, here's why you should hire an entrepreneur, because I was applying for jobs for like 3 years and I just wasn't getting anywhere. And I'm like, why won't anyone hire me? I've done every role in a company that you could do, like running my own business. I was like, this is so hard. And I thought, I'm just going to put it all out there. Here's why you're not hiring me, but here's why you actually should.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I'm really interested because I often give advice to people, which is, if you want, how do I stand out? If you want to stand out, make a video application. Because most people, it's awkward.
Yes.
They don't want to do it. So if you're the only one in 100,
you're
the top 1% in that application. So I'm really interested. Did they respond to that either in the interview or did they comment on it? What was their feedback?
They commented that they had read through everything that I put on LinkedIn. The way that I got this job was pure curiosity, because I was at the point where I was like, you're not going to hire me anyway. Can we just have a call to talk about why you're not going to hire me? And I just entered it with curiosity. And it was actually product manager is the role that I was going for. Right. And so we started talking and they wanted me to pitch a short-term project. And then they came back and they were like, you know what? We've looked through your LinkedIn. We want you for everything marketing, full-time, long-term. Wow. Yeah. So that was amazing. But I entered it with curiosity.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
A little bit of an alternative application.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But I love that, overcoming objections.
Yep.
This is what you think. This is what the reality is. It's a kind of sales process in a way. Yeah. Understand the objections or the beliefs about somebody in your position as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Oh, you think I'm going to be maybe too independent. I'm actually great at working with a team and so on. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. So I love it. I hope someone takes that on as a tip.
I hope so too. Whatever the objection is, I don't have a degree in this, but here's why I'm good at it anyway. Whatever it is, just do it.
But crucially, you had the LinkedIn
Yes.
as proof of your portfolio and your writing, which is super.
Yep.
Is that something you submitted to every application, or would you have done any writing based on the company's application that you were going for? Like, let's say writing a little blurb or a social media post for that company. It's super tailored, but yeah.
It is. I did some of those, but I made a video for most of my applications. And the cool thing about submitting a video is you can see if somebody watched your video, because you only send it to one person. So if one person watched it, you know that they saw your video. So you get the analytics a little bit. So my videos were all 2 minutes or less, and they were really tailored. And I look right at the camera, and I just pretend I'm talking to a person. I put a person on the other side of the camera, and I'm like, hey, I love this about your company, and here's why I really want to join your team. And I just made it really authentic and 2 minutes or less.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
So often job applicants are pitching themselves only, but actually connecting with the company, who they are, what they want, what's important to them, what their values are, what they think is a priority, and actually making that connection between you and them. That's the kind of sweet spot. So like, you're giving a masterclass in job applications. So I love it. So could I ask, in terms of like the next steps for yourself or over the next few years, is like, and I think it's interesting because there's often two approaches. There's, I map out a 5-year plan, which is the kind of traditional thing. Sure. Like, this is where I am now. In 5 years, I want to be here. And it's often like one level and then the next level. But then I think there's also like, I'm going to develop certain skills, which is another type of goal, right? You're more focused on the journey of developing these skills. Yeah. And then there's other sort of approach, I think, which is I'm going to enjoy this as much as I can. Yeah. And just chart like you're driving across the country at night and you can just see the headlights for the next 50 meters. So that's the other approach, which I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. Yeah. And just, so which kind of category would you say you fit into?
I think I'm in that third one right now because it's just such a relief for me to have a job. But I do have my mind a little bit on the future because I'm not early in my career. I've been working for 20 years. So like, I do need to kind of think about future goals. So like, I think the next step is something higher in marketing. And so I need to kind of get used to supervising or delegating. So I'm trying to learn how to delegate to other people. Right.
So learn that delegation skill, a bit of management,
yes,
maybe even a bit of coaching and mentoring as and leadership as the years go on, right?
That's right.
But it makes sense that you get used to a new job and you have a platform and then you move forward from there, right? Otherwise, overwhelm again, which is what you were trying to go away from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I will try to always be mindful of preventing that burnout Fantastic. And overwhelm.
Can I ask if you were to give advice, maybe something that really made a big difference for you in your career, or advice on how to get into something like product marketing? Maybe it's advice like do video applications, or maybe it's advice like have an alternative approach, or maybe it's advice like you've given lots of good nuggets already, but is there any key piece of advice that you would give to your younger self or somebody watching this? Yeah,
for my younger self, I would say get in LinkedIn sooner. Not just on it with your resume, whatever, but like get in it and interact and comment and be really social. Because I feel like LinkedIn there's still a little bit of bragginess going on LinkedIn, but you can shift your mindset and see it as a community of people who want to support each other and help each other grow. And when I shifted into that perspective, it changed everything. It changed the content that I wrote, and that gave me a lot of expertise. So try to give and teach people.
Can you tell us more about giving and teaching people on LinkedIn?
Yeah. My intention was always just to share something that people could walk away with and implement something. And like, I'm teaching something super valuable, but I hope that they would take action on that and see me as, somebody who gave them something valuable and think about me later as they're hiring or whatever. But my intention was to like just connect and help people and support them in whatever they're doing, and just allow the goodness to come back to me. So I was just trying to push out as much as I could.
That's a super tip. Really focusing on the quality of what you're putting out there, and the focus is on giving, helping, contributing.
Yep.
And it's also like the message or what you say is the marketing for you. Because you're building more authentic, stronger connections. And also when people see, they're going to notice, as opposed to, here's just another post of something I did wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. And I was never asking for anything in return. Like the call to action might have been comment and let me know what you think about this, or I would ask a more specific question about the content. But it was never like, send me a message or something. It was always like, let's stay here and have a chat and kind of be a community.
Yeah, great. So not looking to sell or take or do anything like that, just looking to share. That's a fantastic one. Is there anything else that you would share or anything else on your mind that someone might find useful?
I think I probably covered it.
You covered it. I think you've given us lots of great tips and insights and knowledge. I love those strategies, the video strategy, the quality content strategy, and dealing with objections. And also maybe having the confidence to go for the job, even if there's not the full like if it's marketing, for example, not the full marketing qualification, you can still go for it. Not the same as doctor.
Sure.
You need a degree to be a doctor for sure. But other fields are a little bit more open sometimes.
Exactly. And like, I am kind of a generalist. I can do anything at maybe a B+ level, right? But I'm only applying for jobs that I want, that I know I would be good at. I wouldn't be good at being a doctor, so I'm not going to apply to be a doctor. So like that was kind of part of the journey as well. Like I'm just going for the things I know I would be really good at. Yeah,
that's fantastic. And then how does that affect your approach?
Well, I mean, I was getting a little bit frustrated because I'm like, I'd be so good at this, But then I turned it into the objection thing. I was like, you guys keep rejecting me. Here's why you should hire me.
Yeah. So I think that's a good point for us to end on, which is adjust your approach if something's not working.
Yes.
Right? And so if your approach isn't working, maybe there's objections coming up. Adjust it, and keep trying different things. If we keep doing the same things, keep getting the same results.
That's right.
Terra, thank you so much. Love speaking with you and hearing all your top tips and insights.
Cool.
Thanks a mil.
Good. You're welcome. It was fun.